So there are three primary ways that we can relate to work. So I want you to be thinking about yourself or even your team. So the first one we're going to talk about, and I'll invite you to write just this word down, is the prisoner way of relating. We volunteer in prison a lot. We actually partner with an organization called Defy Ventures that works to lower the recidivism rate in the US. And for those of you who don't know, the recidivism rate is the rate to which someone has a chance of returning to prison after they leave. In the United States right now, that rate is around 85%. So meaning there's an 85% chance that an individual, an incarcerated man or woman who leaves prison is going to return to prison. So this particular organization that we partner with and we volunteer with, they do this 6-month program internally in prison where they get a chance to give them life skills, entrepreneurial skills, ownership mindsets, and the individuals who finish that 6-month period of time, that rate goes from 85% to about 2 or 5%. But as you can imagine, they don't come in smiling. And in fact, there's even individuals within the prison who opt out of this opportunity. And as you can imagine, there's a certain way of thinking that often is related to people in prison, whether it's blaming a system or not having ownership or blaming circumstances. And so, spoiler alert, you don't have to be in prison to have a prisoner mindset when it comes to work. And maybe you can even visualize someone that you work with or someone on your team that has this. These are the people who, and you can write the statement down underneath prisoner, which is, I work because I have to. I work because I have to. So speaking of prison, I'm married. Is there anyone else married in the room? Okay, great. I'm actually married for the last 1.5 years. I'm very happy. It's not like a prison. We got married in the pandemic. I'm 39 years old. But previous to that, I was married previously. I got married at the wise old age of 21 years old. So we were both 21 years old, young, dumb, very emotionally immature, and there was all that. But he was a wonderful person, my ex. But what was interesting about him is he was always vocationally unhappy. And I have these memories at 21, 22, 23 of him coming home and just complaining about his boss, about his work. And he would always be applying to new jobs, and then he'd get a new job, and then we'd celebrate. And the next month later, it'd be the same kind of complaints coming home. And this went on and on and on. And I remember thinking to myself, man, this poor guy can't catch a break. Every single boss is just horrible. And every single job is horrible. I can't wait until he gets that new job, so then he'll be happy, or then he'll stop complaining. Until one day, about a few years of this cycle, I remember this particular day it hit me because I gave him a call like I normally did while he was at work. And I said, hey, how's it going? And he said this phrase, and maybe you've heard it or said it. He said, same shit, different day. Anyone ever said something like that? No one's going to admit in this room. Same shit, different day. Maybe you've even experienced that. And I remember then it hit me, this is long before I learned any leadership or mindset skills. I was like, oh, the common denominator here is not the bosses. The common denominator here is how he's relating to work. And so it can be easy to, vilify that way of thinking. I want to invite you to think of, oh, I wonder where that's showing up for me or where that's showing up for individuals on my team. So that is mindset and way of relating to work number 1.